Life, that which we perceive, is fundamentally just the outer region of your being. It holds countless small, intriguing details, but every single one is interpreted by the inner region, the mind. We often complicate things for ourselves by labeling and comparing. Nothing is truly beautiful, and nothing is truly ugly. When you abolish this habit of prejudgment, the truest nature of life will spontaneously manifest. Grasp this fundamental principle. All things are unique. No two grains of sand are exactly alike. No two drops of water are absolutely identical. Naturally, every human being is an individual living entity, completely distinct from the rest of the world. Since all things are unique, comparison is always lame and meaningless. You cannot compare two things that are inherently different. Whatever you are paying attention to, there is only one of it. The most appropriate feeling to have is interest. Do not bother labeling things as bad or good. Everything is special in its own way. Is money a measure of an effective life? Some end up in prison because of money, suffering because of it. Yet others use money to gain freedom and happiness. Therefore, money is not the problem. The habit of comparison is what creates the problem. How can we truly know what is expensive and what is cheap? Anything being sold in this world can be cheap to the buyer, but expensive to the unwilling seller. If you discard all comparative markers, you will no longer know what is expensive or cheap. Do not foolishly chase items just because they are cheap when you have little money. Conversely, do not miss out on fascinating life experiences because you think it is expensive when you have ample money. If you have enough money, use it boldly to experience and enjoy the things you find interesting. Conversely, if you lack the funds for luxuries, the money you do have will suffice for other simple and inexpensive experiences. Remember this: money has never directly manufactured joy. Joy is something that is entirely produced inside your own body. It is not found on a credit card or attached to an expensive item. No one can claim that an expensive thing will bring more happiness than a cheap one. This life is overflowing with fascinating things for you to experience, regardless of how much or how little money you have. Look at the paradox. The wealthiest person on the planet sometimes struggles to buy anything that can truly bring them joy. But try giving a beggar a loaf of bread and a few loose coins. He will weep with happiness. The Buddha, at the time he possessed all the most extravagant material things, the finest food, the most beautiful wife, the highest status, still felt life was endlessly meaningless. Happiness does not belong to the material realm. Expensive or cheap, lots of money or little money, rich or poor, king or beggar, has never truly been the decisive factor in the quality of life. I suspect that sometimes in ancient times, before humanity invented currency, national borders, politics, religion, and the rich-poor stratification, people lived more effectively than in modern times. Can you be sure that a clean, high-paying office job today is more joyful and comfortable than the hunting and gathering expeditions of our ancestors? Personally, I cannot be sure of anything when using the yardstick of comparison. It is genuinely difficult to find any significant use for comparison, yet it is a deeply ingrained mindset that humans struggle to shed. Comparison is the root cause that drives humanity to become selfish and greedy. When you label someone evil or bad, you are simultaneously asserting yourself as good. Without the poor, the definition of the rich disappears. Without the concept of ugly, no one would feel ashamed of their appearance. Comparison brings more suffering than happiness. In reality, comparison is a tool that is extremely rarely needed. In the truest sense of life, there are no bad people. There are only people who are living ineffectively. If you notice someone living ineffectively, do not waste energy on judgment. Seek to help them, or at the very least, remain silent. If you are already living effectively, help others. If you are not yet effective, help yourself first. It is truly that simple. Every concept, every comparison, every label you create is a fabrication of the region within you. That is what can be temporarily called your own subjective life. 7 billion people on this planet have 7 billion different interpretations of subjective life. But remember this: objective, true life is singular. It only appears clearly and most accurately to those who dare to completely discard the mindset of comparison and fabrication. When you stop fabricating, true life will spontaneously manifest. A correct understanding of the true nature of life is a great turning point in your thinking. It is highly basic, yet extremely valuable. Those who successfully navigate this step live far more effectively. They naturally possess a positive outlook and positive emotions towards almost everything around them. Life becomes simple, interesting, and immensely enjoyable. You need to gain the most authentic perspective on the concept of life. It is inherently easy to understand. You just need to stop complicating everything with your subjective thinking. Please remember, life is simply life, and life is the truth, the greatest religion on earth.